All right, finally getting this live stream going. Hello, I am Terry M. Lee from Terry M. Lee Training, and tonight I'm going to talk about building a funnel using WordPress and Kajabi. Now, if you haven't heard of either WordPress or Kajabi, let me explain just a little bit. Both of them are platforms that you can build a blog or website on, as well as many other features. Now, WordPress started more in the blogging arena, but it's so much more than that. It's a content management system, CMS as it's now called, and Kajabi is an all-in-one platform for, say, selling online digital products. And so it includes your sales funnels, your email marketing, your opt-ins. You can have community, and you can have membership sites, and a plethora of things. So why would you want to pick one or the other, or in this case, both? Well, recently I was asked earlier this week about, I have a lot of blog posts in my WordPress blog, but I also have Kajabi. So like Kajabi's more their back end. So it does their checkout when they enroll in a course. They enroll through Kajabi. But they started on WordPress, and so they have literally some years of blog posts. So they don't really want to ditch it, and definitely don't want to move it. And there's all this concern about losing SEO, their search engine optimization. So like, what happens, if they were to just do this, lose it? And so my recommendation was to actually use both. Now, if you were new and just starting out, hands down Kajabi. But if you're already established and you are trying to figure out how to use both, I'm going to go over that right now. So let's say, let me bring up this is sort of just my demo. I'll go ahead and discard this. This is my demo WordPress site. You may have something similar where on your home page, let's say it's, typical landing page and what you do and what you offer. And then maybe you have, from the menu option, you have, this is still in edit mode, you have a blog option. And so that would bring up your blog. And so my recommendation to my friend who actually asked me about this, I was like, well, you have so much tech in WordPress, you're actually overcomplicating it. So she has lead pages, which is wonderful, which helps you build your email list and lead magnets. But you ended up having all these plugins or enhancements that are already in Kajabi. So my recommendation was, so let's say this was my primary site, and let's say it was really, terrymlee.com, right? Well, over in my Kajabi site, and this is just what it is now, then let's say, which it is, Terry M. Lee Training. So let's say, your primary WordPress was, mybusiness.com, and maybe your training or your WordPress, or rather your Kajabi site was, mybusinesstraining.com, mybusinessacademy.com, or something similar, but still not changing the original WordPress site. So then what you can do is you can take the blog, let your Kajabi be sort of your primary site, and your blog could then redirect or point to your WordPress site. Now you'd have to change the menus, obviously, in your WordPress, so that if somebody clicked home or what have you, it sent it back to your Kajabi site. But all the other heavy lifting, the sales pages, the opt-ins, your email, would all be in Kajabi, and that's what it's for. It just makes things so much easier. So then how do you do this behind the scenes? Like, it all sounds great, right? Until you actually try to go implement it. You're like, I can't do this. So what you would do is, let's go look at in Kajabi. Yes. So Kajabi has these things called pipelines, which is just another term or fancy word for saying sales funnels. Now, these are I've got some of the demo ones I've done here, but I'll click on new pipelines over here in the top right corner, and you can see that basically they give you templates for different funnels, if you will, or pipelines. Like, it automatically integrates with Zoom, not just Zoom webinar, but Zoom meetings, and that's really a nice one. Or you want to have a free ebook or coaching campaign, or better yet, your product launch. It'll lay out all the things that you need to do, the pages, the opt-ins, the emails for you, and then all you have to do is go in and customize it. So just to show you that it truly is one-click setup, I'm going to go ahead and do this freebie. Now, I've done it a couple of times earlier, but my YouTube streaming was not working with me. And so I'm going to go ahead and say create pipeline. And I'm just going to say this is my test. I'm going to go ahead and keep the name and say this is number 2. Oops. Number 2 here, because I've done this earlier, and then I'll pick the freebie. Now in this case it's a PDF, so I'll pick my go live checklist, all the tech things you should check before going live, and then it'll upload it. And that's another thing, you don't have to worry about where to host your videos and PDFs, because Kajabi handles all that. So now that it's uploaded, I will generate my pipeline. Now, while it's doing that, and it only takes a few seconds, or a minute or two, I shouldn't say seconds, but it takes it a little bit. What you would do in your WordPress, and let's go on over to... Let's go over to, here we go, one of the blog pages. So let's say you had a post or even on a page and you wanted people to opt in. So my lead magnet, or one of the ones I was testing with, was creating a chat bot in 30 minutes. It's just a way to build your Facebook page really quickly, and you could do it in 30 minutes or less. Well, I could then add in a link, a URL, to my image here, or I could create like a button is what it's called, and then I could add a URL here. It doesn't have to be the typical form, name and email address on the actual post. So let me go back over to Kajabi. So see, it's done. I was relatively quick, and it's over on the left. It tells you this is sort of the blueprint, the layout, and these just let me know what things that I need to customize. So if I have, let's say, my opt-in here, it's going to have me over here on the right fill in sections, and I could add more, delete more, change things, change the pictures, the images, the colors to match whatever branding I have. And then the next thing is going to say, okay, here's the email sequence, and then it's going to give a thank you page. And so that's one of the things that's already built in. What's nice about this, I don't need another email source, because if I'm using Kajabi for all this, my email marketing, let's say instead of a MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, which I love, and Drip, which I really like, I don't really need all that. I have had all these things, tested them, and then it just was one more thing to maintain that I didn't need to. And so in any event, you could do all of this within your Kajabi. So how do I get that link? Well, down here in the bottom left, I could share this pipeline, and I get a URL, and I just simply copy it. Let's go back over here, and then I can click this image, or maybe it was even just a word, and then I can copy it in here. Now I'm not going to copy it in here because I want to show you two different things. So if I go to preview this, now my chatbot was more of a class, so I wanted to give a little bit more information. And so if I click on this image, what it's actually going to do is bring up more of a traditional kind of sales page, even though the product or my lead magnet is free. And so then you would get the enroll in the normal pop-up, and then it sort of sends you to like a sales page, if you will. But if I were to click, back over here, and then if I say create your chatbot here, and I click this one, I didn't change it back. Let me click, take this URL here so you can see what a freebie one looks like, and I'll change this down here and say save it, and then preview this page again. And now if I click this, I come up with what we saw in the traditional sort of opt-in. It comes up with my opt-in, my name and email address, and this is the form. And again, you're customizing it to what you want. But in essence, that's what has to happen. It's not too terribly difficult, and you can have sort of the best of both worlds. You can keep your WordPress site and then use all the things that Kajabi has to offer, and maybe reduce some of the other technical things, like maybe having another third-party email provider, some special opt-in or plug-in for your lead magnets, because all these things, they start to add up. They make the complexity, they make it a little bit more complex, as well as they cost more. And if there's a patch or an update, they start to not work together. And whereas with Kajabi, they've got to make it all work together. So anyway, I hope you found some value in this. Please like my channel if you found this helpful, and check out terrymleetraining.com for more information. Thank you.